there, fellow YouTubers, Maxx here. I just figured I'd do another little vlog because I was watching recently the YouTube auditions on America's Got Talent, and I thought I'd share my thoughts and opinions on the acts. Which acts I liked, which acts I didn't like all that much, and what I thought about who got voted through last night on the results show. So anyway, I figured that I'd start off by talking about Tuesday's show, which actually kind of surprised me that they had the YouTube acts on, because I thought it was going to be the semi-finals, but of course they ended up bringing on the YouTube people, which totally threw me for a little bit, but after a while I was glad they put them on, because there were some really great acts on the YouTube edition of America's Got Talent. And yeah, basically the acts I liked were Gymkhana. They're this acrobatic group from YouTube. They did this amazing stunt with ladders and stuff, so it was really awesome, and it was just a really all-round good act. Matt Wilhelm, which was the winner of the YouTube contest for AGT, as most of you all know who watch AGT on a regular basis, and he was really impressive. I like how his bike glows in the dark. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'd definitely love to have a glow-in-the-dark bike. I just thought that was really cool and be something that'd be fun to have. And the other acts I liked were, of course, Gabe Rocks, the little pit bull that did those tricks. I thought it was adorable when he was on the rocking horse, rocking back and forth. Never seen a dog do that before, and it was just something unexpected that I didn't think I'd see. That was nice. There was a ballerina girl by the name of Beth Ann Robinson, and normally I'm not into ballet type acts, but hers was actually pretty impressive, gotta say. And yeah, it was really amazing. This girl's an incredible dancer, and yeah. So those were basically the performances I liked on Tuesday. The ones that I didn't like were Powerhouse, Aeon, TNC Elite, Brett Daniels, and the West Springfield dance team. Basically, I guess I'll start off by saying why I didn't like the Powerhouse act. With me, I'm pretty much a fan where I'm not really into the whole choir act thing. Like, there are some good choir acts out there that can sing, where they do choir singing acts and they sound amazing, and then there's some that sound pretty good but not that good, and Powerhouse is just one of those ones where they sounded good but they didn't sound that good, so that's mainly why I didn't like them all that much, because I think it was mainly the song choice. Like, they chose Firework by Katy Perry as the song that they were singing, and it doesn't really work that well as a choir song, and I guess that's why I didn't like it. Aeon, I don't really have much reason why I didn't like them. Their act just didn't impress me at all, really. And TNC Elite, the reason I didn't like them is, I'm not saying that their act wasn't interesting. I mean, it is nice to see a clogging act, especially one that clogs to contemporary, the new kind of pop songs and stuff like that. And I don't have anything against clogging, so I hope none of you think that I do have something against clogging, because I don't. But with TNC Elite, it was just the song choice that they chose. I can't remember what song they chose, but it just didn't go together well with the clogging, and I just didn't like it in general. And the Brett Daniels thing was kind of nice. An impressive act, but honestly, I didn't really like. I got it, but at the same time, it didn't seem that all that entertaining to me. So it was good, but it wasn't like really good. And the West Springfield dance team, the quote-unquote dance act that was supposed to be scary, which I did like their costumes. I liked the fact that they had those trippy little eyes and with the contacts. The only thing I didn't like about them was the fact that they didn't live up to the hype. I didn't find them scary. I know some of you might have found them scary, but I personally didn't find them scary. And I don't see how anybody would find them scary. Their act really was a great act. It just kind of disappointed me because they were supposed to be scary and they weren't scary. Not to me anyway. But yeah. And now I figure I'll move on to Wednesday's show and what I thought of the decisions of who got to move on and who didn't. First elimination was between, of course, Powerhouse, a band that I didn't like, and Gymkhana, a band that I absolutely liked. And of course Gymkhana got through. No big surprise there, because even though some of you are probably going to disagree with me, they were the better act out of them and Powerhouse, so I'm glad Gymkhana got through. Congrats, you guys, you deserve to get through. I don't think a choir act, and I know that seems kind of biased to some people, but I honestly don't think a choir act could have made it to the finals of AGT or would have had that much of a chance. And Gymkhana, they actually have a good chance of making it to the finals, so I totally agree with the first elimination. The second elimination I also totally agree with, because it was down to Matt Wilhelm, Aeon, and TNC Elite. And TNC Elite and Aeon obviously weren't even close to being as good as Matt Wilhelm. I mean, that guy was impressive on his bike. It was awesome how he did a glow-in-the-dark show. I've never seen a glow-in-the-dark bike show, so that was something out of the ordinary. And yeah. And then, of course, the all-important third elimination, which I wasn't really into the third elimination because, to be honest, there wasn't really anybody in it that I was really rooting for. It was between the Kalani basketball freestyle, Brett Daniels, the illusionist, Kevin Colas, the singer, and Annabelle, the cute little girl who could contort her body and stuff like that. And even though I wasn't really into this, personally, I thought that either Kalani basketball freestyle or Annabelle was going to win it, because the basketball freestyle guy was impressive with the tricks that he did. He did like one or two basketball tricks I've never seen anybody do before. And can't really recall what they were, ironically enough, but it was all around a good show. And Annabelle, I thought she might make it through because of the whole cute factor and how everybody loves a cute little girl act. Well, most people do anyway, I'd assume. And she could do something that not a lot of little girls, I don't think, could do, or at least I'd imagine that there's not many girls out there that could do. But of course, it went to Kevin Colas, which I kind of disagree with on that elimination, because it wasn't that he was a terrible singer, but am I honestly the only one who noticed this? The guy was totally out of tune. I mean, well, he wasn't totally out of tune, but he was kind of out of tune, and I think with a lot of practice he could be one of the best singers out there, but I was just surprised that they voted him through because he was out of tune. Might have been because he got so many votes because he looked a lot like Dierks Bentley, which I can see how he might give a lot of votes because he did have Dierks Bentley's hairstyle. And for those of you who don't know who Dierks Bentley is, he's a country singer. So if you want to find out who he is, just look him up online. He is a great country singer. And yeah, so I was a bit surprised by that result, but there's always usually the surprising results on YouTube. And then the last elimination was down to Gabe Brox, Beth Ann Robinson, and the West Springfield dance team. And I was kind of disappointed because it was down to the judges in this elimination, obviously. And Gabe Brox, the pit bull that I like so much, was pretty much the first to go, so I was sad about that, obviously, because it's pretty impressive what he did, what the tricks he did for a bulldog. And like Sharon herself said, it's really difficult to teach a dog how to do tricks like that, especially a pit bull. But yeah, so then after that it was down to Beth Ann Robinson and the West Springfield dance team, and I thought for sure that most of the judges would vote for Beth Ann Robinson, or at least I was hoping most of the judges would vote for Beth Ann Robinson. I wasn't surprised when Sharon voted for the other act, the West Springfield dance team. I was like, big surprise there. I kind of figured she was going to vote for them. I was really surprised when Pierce voted for Beth Ann Robinson the one away, because I thought for sure he was going to go for the West Springfield dance team, because I assumed that he was more impressed by them and that he thought it would make a better act and be more entertaining to watch, but apparently went with Beth Ann, which made me happy. And then, of course, the final decision was down to Howie Mandel, and I thought for sure he was going to choose the West Springfield dance team, but he also surprised me and chose Beth Ann, so she made it on. And the biggest surprise of the night, and just so all of you know, this is a spoiler alert, so if you didn't see America's Got Talent, you don't want to, well, most of this has kind of been a spoiler alert, but I'm sure most of you have seen America's Got Talent, and if you haven't, you know the results. And I'm sorry, but if I ruined it for any of you out there who haven't seen it and want to see the results from the show, but I want to do this full vlog and share the results and my thoughts on them. But yeah, anyway. What really surprised me though was at the end of the night when Sharon Osbourne picked the West Springfield dance team as her wild card for next week's wild card edition of the show. And the reason this surprised me is because I didn't know the judges could pick their own wild card to be brought back. But I'm actually glad that Sharon brought back the West Springfield dance team, because even though they weren't scary, they are a great little dance troupe, and I thought they did a great job on their performance, and it'd be interesting to see what they do next. The one thing that did disappoint me last night is it was basically disappointment in America mostly, not mostly in the judges. Not enough people voted for Dani Shay. And honestly, this upset me for two reasons. One, I thought for sure there'd be enough people out there that would vote Dani Shay back, that would see that she was really talented, that she deserved to be on the show, and that they would vote her back. And two, the second reason this disappointed me was because I basically spent the past couple of days voting 30 to 50 times a day for Dani Shay to be brought back to America's Got Talent, and in the end it feels like my votes were pretty much for nothing, because Dani Shay didn't end up getting brought back as the wild card, which really sucks in a way. And I wish more people would have voted for Dani, because I really want to see her back on the show. I know my fellow YouTube vlogger Alex, she wanted to see him back on the show, and I'm sure she's probably just as upset about it as I am, the fact that Dani Shay isn't going to be brought back on the show, because both of us were really hoping that Dani Shay was going to get enough votes and be brought back on the show. But on the plus side, Dani Shay is already a star, and no matter what, she's going to make it big someday. So yeah, I wish she had got brought back on the show, but even though she didn't get brought back on the show, she's going to be a big star someday. Dani, I'll always be a fan of yours. I still wish you would come back on AGT, but I know you'll be a star one day. And best to you in your career as a singer and whatnot. Also, but on the plus side, there were some acts that they're bringing back that I'm actually happy they're bringing back. Like Avery and the Calico Hearts. As many of you know, I am a big fan of theirs. I was disappointed when they got voted off, so I'm glad that they'll be back. There's also that other guy, I can't remember his name, but he did that "This Probably Isn't a Bad Idea" or something. I think that was the name of the song, where it was part of it. "This is probably not a good idea" song, where he had those kids with the fake beards and stuff. They're bringing him back, which I'm happy about. They're bringing Landon Swank back and his hot and sexy blonde wife. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just happy he's back because of his good-looking wife. I'm happy he's back because he's an amazing magician, and I still can't believe he got eliminated in the first place, because he deserves to be on the show. I think he deserves to be on the show because he is amazing music, an amazing magician. Sorry about that, kind of got a little tongue-tied there. But yeah, and opera singer girl got brought back, and I'm happy about that because she's a great singer, and I was disappointed when she got eliminated on the show. But anyway, oh yeah, something else I also want to share with all of you. My page recently went over 1,000 upload views, which of course, as you can imagine, makes me really happy. So thank you to all those people out there who've taken the time to view my videos. I know I don't always get a lot of positive comments on them, and I don't mind that. And I know that a lot of my videos have people that have pushed the dislike button more than the other ones, but you know what? I don't mind. If you like my videos, I'm happy. If you don't like my videos, that's totally your decision, and I don't hold it against anybody for not liking my videos. I basically do these videos for me. I don't do them to, well, I do them for the people of YouTube, but I also I also try to make them interesting. I know they're not always interesting to watch, even I can admit that, but hey, it's not easy to make an interesting YouTube video. Some people would say that it is, but when you think about it, it isn't. And you're always going to have people out there that aren't going to like your YouTube videos. But I am thankful for the ones that do like my videos and do take the time to comment on them and watch them and stuff like that. So thank you for helping me get 2,000 upload views. I really appreciate that. And some other good news, I heard back from Kez to Success today regarding me using her little tune as the theme music for my new intro for the XX vlogs of Maxx, and she's agreed to let me use it on my show. So I'm really happy about that. I'll be making the intro whenever I get the email from her with the song in it, so that I can download it to my computer and make the intro. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that and sharing it with y'all when it comes out. I'm gonna have some pictures of me at various concerts and stuff like that in the intro and the theme music, obviously. And it'll be interesting to see how it turns out, and once I'm done with it, I'll post it on my YouTube page so you guys can check it out and leave your thoughts on it. But anyway, I just thought I'd share my thoughts about the AGT YouTube results. I am disappointed that Dani Shay didn't get voted back on as the wild card, but at least I tried to get her. At least I can rest in the fact that I tried to get her voted back on, even though it really sucks that she isn't gonna be back on. But anyway, happy that I'm at 1,000 upload views, and I'm even happier that I found an intro song, because it's kind of get to be a pain in the ass find an intro song, because as you know, you can't, the YouTube, well, some of you may know this, some of you may not, but YouTube has this rule where you can't use a song by a particular artist unless you get that artist's permission first to use the song in one of your videos. Otherwise you can't use it in one of your videos. Well, unless it's a cover and you're singing the song yourself, but if it's the actual artist, if it's the version of the song with the actual artist and you put that song in your video without the artist's permission, apparently you can get in trouble otherwise for it. So it kind of limited my song options, but I'm glad I found someone that does really awesome tunes that could contribute, that I could get to contribute to the XX vlogs of Maxx. So thank you to Kez2 Success. I really appreciate you letting me use your song for my new intro, and I can't wait to make it and share it with you all. But anyway, this video is kind of running long. Sorry for it being so long, just had a lot to talk about. Really excited about being over 1,000 upload views. I know my voice seems kind of deep, so sometimes it doesn't seem like I'm that excited, but I really am excited. And yeah, it's been a vlog of Maxx on my thoughts on the AGT YouTube results, on me getting 1,000 upload views, and of course on the fact that I'm happy to have found a song to use in my new intro. But anyway, I'm Maxx Callan. This has been another vlog of Maxx, and I'll see you later, people. Have a great day.